Hi, my name is Laura Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Ballman.
And we are with the Finger Lakes Partnership for Regional Invasive Species Management, otherwise known as the Finger Lakes PRISM. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most urgent forest health issues in our region, the Hemlock woolly adelgid, otherwise known as HWA.
HWA was first introduced into the west coast of the U.S. in the 1920s, later reaching the east coast in the 1950s, likely introduced on nursery stock.
Hemlock woolly adelgid was first detected in New York in 1985 in the lower Hudson region and has since spread through the Capital Region, the Catskills, the Finger Lakes, and into the Adirondacks. It has since continued spreading throughout New York State, rapidly decimating hemlock forests along the way. Once Hemlock woolly adelgid establishes on a tree, decline can begin within just a few years if left untreated. Hemlocks are a keystone species in northeastern forests. They provide ecosystem services, especially in the winter when most other tree species go dormant.
Hemlocks can live anywhere from 800 to 1200 years, shaping forest health, biodiversity, and even water quality. Their dense shade helps to keep streams cold, helping species like trout thrive, and also provides a unique habitat for birds, mammals, and other plant species.
Without hemlocks, we would see a loss of biodiversity, warming streams, changes in soil conditions, and we would also see a loss of aquatic and terrestrial species that rely on these forests.
That's why protecting them is essential. Hemlock woolly adelgid is a tiny aphid-like insect that feeds at the base of hemlock needles. You're unlikely to see the actual adelgid itself because they're so small unless you have a hand lens. So the most recognizable sign is going to be these white, woolly masses that they use to protect themselves while they're overwintering, as well as their eggs. A single hemlock tree can have thousands of HWA feeding from it, which disrupts nutrient flow, causing needle loss, dieback, and crown thinning. Left untreated, HWA can kill a hemlock tree within 4 to 10 years.
Hemlock woolly adelgid has 2 generations per year. The first generation, called cystins, begins in June and July when young crawlers settle on the underside of needles and insert their feeding stylets. They then enter a summer dormancy period known as aestivation. In the fall, they resume development, going through 4 nymphal stages before maturing at the end of winter. They lay eggs in early spring. The second generation, called progrediens, hatches in April and May. These adelgids begin feeding immediately, skipping aestivation, and develop through 4 more nymphal stages. Adults mature in summer and lay the next year's cystins generation, continuing the cycle.
Land managers across the region are actively taking steps to protect their hemlocks. At Finger Lakes PRISM, we have most recently partnered with New York State Parks on a Great Lakes Restoration Grant, and that funded treatments of hemlocks at Watkins Glen, Buttermilk Falls, Robert A. Treatment, and Fillmore Glen State Parks. These chemical treatments can protect hemlocks for up to 7 years. Another management approach being researched by the New York State Hemlock Initiative is biological control using predatory beetles and silverflies. The goal of chemical treatments is to protect hemlocks long enough for the biocontrol populations to rise and effectively control HWA.
But the most powerful tool we have is prevention and early detection rapid response. To identify a hemlock tree, you're going to look for short, flat needles with 2 white stripes on the underside, needles that are attached to the twig by tiny stems, dark brown bark with shallow ridges and a purplish-red color underneath, and small quarter-sized cones, though these may not be visible year-round. To find Hemlock woolly adelgid on hemlock trees, you're going to look on the underside of branches for the classic white woolly masses, the protective coverings of the insects.